you need us to fill that up some more before? Okay, that's hot tea, you just need water? From where? I need some water. Okay, I'll be right back. All right, okay, you go ahead. I couldn't tell the subject of the if it was me or him. Not until everybody else comes back in.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm just making sure you hear a word.
It came out.
So you're not plugged in yet, I don't think, so I think you're good. Do you dream that way? I used to have dreams like that.
You should have seen my practices.
You're so grown up.
If you poured out my tea, if you poured out my tea. All right, I'm going to reach under you.
Well, and then I can keep it on the tissue if it's like a little wet, it'll be fine.
Says, no, I don't see Dad.
I'll go find that.
Trust me, I'm not going to be able to sing all the stuff that either of you, like, I cannot sing along with you guys. I never practice that stuff, by the way.
Right now, my voice has been such
Good to
that
be
I
here.
can't sing either. So you and I will just be quiet together. How's that? Welcome, everyone. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
We are excited to be together, not just to honor and celebrate Shabbat, but especially to have the opportunity to see Miles reach this big milestone in his life as he becomes bar mitzvah. We're going to begin with a song, and I'll turn it over to Courtney to tell you more.
Well, how good it is for us to be together. We will sing together the words of Hine Ma Tov, which you can find on page 10 in your prayer book.
Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov u'manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov shevet achim gam yachad. Hine shevet achim gam yachad, hine ma tov u'manayim. Shevet achim gam yachad, hine ma tov u'manayim. Shevet achim gam yachad.
It truly is wonderful for us to be together this morning. As we begin, just a couple notes about our prayer book. You want to make sure that it says Shabbat on the spine so that we are all on the same page, literally. You'll notice that this is a two-page spread, which means that we will be turning pages rather quickly, and Miles will do his best to give you page numbers, but we'll do one of the 4 readings that are on these 2 pages. We'll begin on page 66 with an introductory reading. That one.
Each of us enter this sanctuary with a different need. Some hearts are full of peace and gratitude, overflowing with love and joy. They are eager to confront the day to make the world a better place. They are recovering from illness or have escaped misfortune. We rejoice with them. Some hearts ache with sorrow. Disappointments weigh heavily on them. Families have been broken. Loved ones lay on a bed of pain. Death has taken a cherished loved one. May our presence and caring bring them comfort. Some hearts are embittered. Ideals are betrayed and mocked. Answers sought in vain. Life has lost its meaning and value. May the knowledge that we, too, are searching to restore our hope and renew our faith.
This time, it's my honor to invite Miles' father, Dan, to come up for a tallis presentation. Let me move this closer.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'tef batzitzit.
Please turn with us to page 74 as we continue with the words of Ma Tovu.
Ma tovu, ma tovu, Oalecha Yaakov, Mishkanotecha Yisrael, ma tovu, ma tovu, Oalecha Yaakov, Mishkanotecha Yisrael, Vani berov chasecha, ahavu vitecha, eshtachavicha l'kodshecha b'yiratecha, ma tovu, ma tovu, Oalecha Yaakov, Mishkanotecha Yisrael, ma tovu, ma tovu, Oalecha Yaakov, Mishkanotecha Yisrael, Adonai ahavti, me'on betecha, u'mekon mishkan kvodecha, mishkan kvodecha, v'ani eshtachaver, ve'echra, evrecha livni Adonai, osi, ma tovu, ma tovu, Oalecha Yaakov, Mishkanotecha Yisrael, ma tovu, ma tovu, Oalecha Yaakov, Mishkanotecha Yisrael, v'ani tefilati lecha, Adonai et ratzon, Elohim berov chesdecha, Elohim berov chesdecha, aneni be'emet yishecha, ma tovu, ma tovu, Oalecha Yaakov, Mishkanotecha Yisrael, ma tovu, ma tovu, Oalecha Yaakov, Mishkanotecha Yisrael.
We pray together on top of page 77. Don't let me fall as stones fall upon the hard ground, and don't let my hands become dry as the twigs of a tree. When the wind beats down the last leaves, and the storm rises dust from the earth with anger and howling, don't let me fall. I have asked for so much, but your blade of grass in a distant wild field lets a seed in the lap of the earth and dies away. Sow me in your living breath as you sow a seed in the earth. Rochei chol ba'asar umafli la'asot.
We continue on the next page.
Continue of this prayer. My God, the soul you have given me is pure. You created it, you shaped it, you breathed it into me, and you protect it within me. For as long as my soul is within me, I offer thanks to you, Adonai, my God, and the God of my ancestors. Source of all creation, sovereign of all souls, praised are you, Adonai, in whose hands is every living soul and breath of humankind. Baruch atah Adonai, asher beyado nafesh kol chai, uvruach kol basar ish. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher natan l'shekri, v'yayayayay laila. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, pokeach ivrim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, matir asurim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, zokev kefufim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, rokei eretz el hamayim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, chamechin mitzvah der gaver. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, mabli sharumim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hanoten le'ayav koach. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamavir shena me'anai, uduma me'apai. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shasani b'tzelem Elohim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shasani ben chorim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shasani Yisrael. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, otzer Yisrael b'gvura. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, oter Yisrael b'tifara. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishanu b'mitzotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. O Adonai, our God, let the words of Torah be sweet in our mouths and the mouths of your people Israel, so that we, our descendants and the descendants of all your people Israel, may know you by studying your Torah for its own sake. Blessed are you, Adonai, who teaches the Torah to your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, hamelamed Torah le'imo Yisrael. These are the things that are limitless, of which a person enjoys the fruit of the world. While the principle remains in the world to come, they are honoring one's father and mother, engaging in deeds of compassion, arriving early for study, morning and evening, dealing graciously with guests, visiting the sick, providing for the wedding couple, accompanying the dead for burial, and being devoted in prayer, and making peace among the people. But the study of the Torah encompasses them all.
We turn together to page 106.
Vitkadal, Vitkadal, Shmirabah, Belma Divrach Yirtev Yamlich Malchuter, Bechayechon Uvyomechon, Uvchayet Kol Bet Yisrael, Bagala, Bagala, Uvizman Kariv, Vehimeru, Amen. Yesh Merabah Mevarach, Be'alam Me'amaya, Yitbarach, Yitbarach, Vishtabach, Yitbar, Vitramam, Vitnasi, Vitadar, Vitale, Vitalal, Shemid, Kudesha, Behela Mikol Berchata, Veshirata, Tushbechata, Benechemata, Damiran Be'alma, Vehimeru, Amen.
Please rise for Baruchu, page 108.
Baruchu et Adonai, HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai, HaMevorach, Le'olam Vaed.
Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Yotzer Or Uvarei Choshe Osei Shalom Uvarei Et HaKol Hameir La'aretz V'Aladarim Alecha Barachamim Uvtuvo Mikadesh B'Chol Yom Tamid Ma'aseh Bereshit Ma Rabu Masecha Adonai Kulanu B'Chochma Asita Melech Haaretz Kinyanecha Titbarach Adonai Eloheinu Al Shevach Mehaseh Yidacha Al Mehavi Asita Yifa Arucha Salam Or Hadesh Al Zion Habir Yichei Hulanu Mihera Baruch Atah Adonai Yotzer Hamevorot. How deeply you have loved us, Adonai, our God, gracing us with surpassing compassion, on account of our forebears whose trust led you to teach them the laws of life. Be gracious to us, teaching us as well. O merciful one, have mercy on us by making us able to understand and discern, to heed, learn, and to teach, and lovingly to observe, perform, and fulfill all that is in your Torah. Enlighten our eyes with your Torah, focus our minds on your mitzvot, unite our hearts in love and reverence for your name. Then we will never feel shame, never deserve rebuke, and never stumble. Having trust in your great and awesome holiness, we shall celebrate your salvation with joy. Gather us in peace from the four corners of the earth, and lead us upright to your land. For you, O God, work wonders. You choose us. Truly, you drew us near to your great name, that we might acknowledge you, declaring you one in love. Praised you, Adonai, who chooses your people Israel in love.
Baruch
Atah Adonai, Chabocher be'amo Yisrael be'amva.
Page 114.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Vaed.
Please be seated. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol lavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol meodecha v'hayu hadavarim ha'elet asher anochi mitzavacha chayom alavavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibar ba'am בשבתך בביתך ולדך בדרך ובשופקך ובקמך ושרתם להיות על ידך וחיו לטוטפות בעיניך ופתרתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם מכל מצוותי ואתם קדושים אליהם אני אדוני אלוהיהם אשר הוצאתיכם מארץ מצרים להיות להם אלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Adonai Elohechem, Amen.
Please turn to the bottom of page 121 as we pray responsively. The eternal truth is that you alone are God and there is no one else. May the righteous of all nations rejoice in your love and exult in your justice. Let them beat their swords into plowshares and spears into pruning hooks.
Let nation not lift up sword against nation, nor learn war anymore.
You shall not hate your brother or your sister in your heart. The stranger
that sojourns with you shall be accepted as your equal, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt.
Why do you crush my people and oppress the poor? Asks God.
We know that the Eternal One defends the poor and upholds the rights of the needy.
Praise to God Most High.
Blessed is God and deserving of blessing.
Mi chamocha b'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh, norat ilot hosef ele, norat ilot hosef ele. Shira chadasha shivchu geulim leshimcha al sfat hayam yachid kulam oru v'yimlichu v'yamru Adonai Meloch le'olam va'ed Adonai Meloch le'olam va'ed Adonai Meloch le'olam va'ed
Tzur Yisrael, Kuma b'Ezrat Yisrael, Ufadei Chedumecha Yehuda v'Yisrael, Go'aleinu Adonai Tzavaot Shemo, Kadosh Yisrael, Baruch Atah Adonai, Ga'al Yisrael.
Please rise and turn to page 124 for the Amidah. Adonai sifatai ta'ufia gita hilatecha. Baruch Adonai, open up my mouth, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagidol, Hagibor Vanara, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, Dekanei Hakol, Bezocher Hasdeavot Vimot, Vigol Yoel Nevehem, Leman Shemo Be'ava, Melech Ozer Umashiach Umagen, Baruch Atah Adonai, Megen Abraham,
Lizrat Sarah. Ata Gibor Lam Adonai, Nechael Hakol Ata Rehoshia, Nechri Hakol, Nechael Chaim Bechesed, Nechael Hakol Berahamim, Mamef Noflim Bechechuelim, Umatir Asurim, Umechayed Eminuto, Nishene Far, Michamocha Bagivurot, Migodol Elam, Melech Mimir, Umechayed, Umitzmir Yeshua, Veheman Ha'yo HaKol, Baruch Atah Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol.
נקדיש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרום, ככתוב על יד נברך, וקרא זה ואמר, קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוא כל הארץ כבודו. אדיר, אדירנו אדוני, אדוננו מאדיר שמך בכל הארץ. ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו. אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו מלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, ברחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי ציון, לדור ודור. הללויה. לדור ודור נגיד גאונך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש, ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
You may be seated.
Please turn to the bottom of page 134 and pray with me. Our God and the God of our ancestors, please be
pleased with our
rest. Sanctify us with your mitzvot, and grant us a share in your Torah. Satisfy us with your goodness, and gladden us with your salvation. Purify our hearts to serve you in truth. In your gracious love, Adonai our God, grant us your holy Shabbat as a heritage. May Israel, who sanctifies your name, rest on Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai, who sanctifies Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat.
Ritzi Adonai Eloheinu be'amcha Yisrael, u'tefilatam לרצון תמיד עבודה
page 138.
We acknowledge with thanks that you are Adonai, our God and the God of our ancestors, forever. You are the rock of our lives and shield of our salvation in every generation. Let us thank you and praise you for our lives which are in your hand, for our souls which are in your care, for your miracles that we experience every day, and for your wondrous deeds and favors at every time of day. Evening, morning, noon. O God, O good one, whose mercies never end, O compassionate one, whose kindness never fails, we forever put our hope on you. For all these things, O sovereign, let your name be forever praised and blessed. O God, our Redeemer and Helper, who let all live affirm and praise you, your name in truth. Blessed are you, Adonai, your name is goodness, and you are worthy of thanksgiving. Ta Adonai, hator shimcha ula na'eh laodot.
We turn together to page 140.
שים שלום, טובה וברכה, חן וחסד ורחמים ורחמים עלינו, ועל כל ישראל, ועל כל ישראל עמך, ברכינו אבינו כולנו באחד, באור פניך, כי באור פניך נתת לנו, אדוני אלוהינו. שים שלום, טובה וברכה, חן וחסד ורחמים ורחמים עלינו, ועל כל ישראל, ועל כל ישראל עמך, תורת חיים ואהבת חסד, ואהבת חסד, וצדקה וברכה ורחמים, וחיים ושלום. שים שלום, טובה וברכה, חן וחסד ורחמים ורחמים עלינו, ועל כל ישראל, ועל כל ישראל עמך, וטוב וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שים שלום, טובה וברכה, חן וחסד ורחמים ורחמים עלינו, ועל כל ישראל, ועל כל ישראל עמך.
We now take a moment for silent prayer and private meditation.
This is where it gets fun. It's at this point in our service that I will invite you to turn to page 244 as we prepare for our Torah service. And it is my honor to call forward those involved in the first half of our Torah service, which would be those in the Torah Pass. I promise I don't bite. Please rise.
Ein kamocha va'Elohim Adonai ve'ein k'ma'asecha malchutcha malchut kol olamim u'memsharcha b'chol dor v'dor Adonai melech Adonai malach Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed Adonai hoz be'amo hitin Adonai yivarech et amo v'shalom.
Our tradition teaches that Moses received the Torah at Sinai and transmitted it to Joshua, and Joshua to the elders to the prophets, and the prophets to the men of the great assembly, because of course back then it was all the men studying Torah. And so forth and so on through all the generations of Jewish history. And today we both symbolically and literally pass this Torah through the generations of your family so that it gets to you, Miles, that you may hold it forever in your heart and carry these words with you, even if I have to convince you to stay for confirmation next year. It'll totally be worth it. There's a Keurig in Rabbi's office.
Torah
Oh, there it is. Okay. You'll be starting there, but not yet. Okay. I get to talk before you read. Let you be a little nervous. I'll give you the yacht, though. This is the point in our service where we read from our Torah. If you have the larger of the two books, Miles will be reading beginning on page 819. Our Torah portion for this week comes from Parashat Emor, to say, which is why I get to say a lot of things. No. And opens with some of the rules that are given to the priest, which you'll hear a little bit more about when Miles speaks. For the honor of the first Aliyah, it is my pleasure to call forward Miles's grandmother, Ta'amod Miriam bat Elian v'chava le'aliyah, and I believe your grandfather will be reading all of the translations. So both of you can come forward. We have a sheet with the Torah blessings. Oh, wait, no, I know.
Baruch et Adonai Hamborach.
Baruch Adonai Hamborach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamborach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam. Asher bachar banu mikol hamim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. And if you would like to hold the scroll.
Vayomer Adonai El Moshe Emor El HaKochanim Ba'ei Aharon Ve'amarta Elehem Lenefesh Lo Yitama Be'amav Ki Im Lishero Hakarov Elav La'imo Ulaviv Valivno Ulavito Ulaachiv Velochoto Chabetula Hakarava Elav Asher Lo Chaita Laish La Yitama. What? You get to breathe. What? What do you mean? That was the first Aliyah. Oh.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech olam. Asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayim aleinu. Nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
No.
The Eternal One said to Moses, "Speak to the priests, the sons of Aaron, and say to them, none shall defile himself for any dead person among his kin, except for the relatives that are closest to him, his mother, his father, his son, his daughter, and his brother. Also for a virgin sister close to him, because she has not married, for her he may defile himself."
It was fitting that your grandmother got to stand next to you for the first Aliyah, since she helped you practice so much. For the second Aliyah, we call your sister, Ta'amor Aviva Bat Chaim Daniel Le'Aliyah.
Adonai Hamborach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
La yitama ba'amav lo chechalo lo yikrechu kiracha borosham ufat zekanam lo yigalechu uvisaram lo yisretu sarated uvige kedoshim yehiyu lelohechem velo chalelu shem Elohechem chemai et ishe Adonai lechechem Elohechem chema grevim v'hiyu kodesh.
They shall not shave smooth any part of their heads, or cut the side growth of their beards, or make gashes in their flesh. They shall be holy to their God, and not profane the name of God, their God, for they offer the Eternal's offerings by fire, the food of their God, and so must be holy.
And for the third Aliyah, we call forward your brother. Ya'amod Nathaniel ben Chaim Daniel Aliyah.
Baruch Adonai Hambarah.
Baruch Adonai Habarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hambarah Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Isha zona v'chalela lo yikahu v'isha grusha misha lo yikahu ki kadosh hu lelocha v'ki dashto ki et lechem elohecha hu makriv kadosh yechiyu la Ki kadosh ani Adonai mikadeshechem uvat ish kohen ki techel litznot et avicha chi mechalelet ba'esh v'tisarev.
They shall not marry a woman defiled by harlotry, nor shall they marry one divorced from her husband. For they are holy to their God, and you must treat them as holy, since they offer the food of your God. They shall be holy to you, for I, the Eternal, who sanctify you, am holy. When the daughter of a priest defiles herself through harlotry, it is her father whom she defiles, and she shall be put to the fire.
And for our final Aliyah this morning, it is my honor to call you, Miles, to the Torah as bar mitzvah. Ya'amod Gidon ben Chaim Daniel Aliyah bar mitzvah.
Baruch Adonai Hambarah.
Baruch Adonai Habarach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato Baruch Ata Adonai hanoten haTorah. V'hakohen hagadol mechav asher yotzak arosho shehenin chamisha umile et yado lilbosh et habigadim et rosho lo yifra uvigadav lo yifro kil nafsho tmeid lo yivo la ivo lo ulimo lo yitama umin hamikdash lo yitze velo halelu et mikdash elochav ki netzer shehanin chamishat elav ani Adonai Elochav ani I love ani Adonai Adonai. Okay. I tried. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah temet v'chayei olam natan b'tochenu Baruch Atah Adonai hanoten haTorah. Oh.
The priest who is exalted above his fellows, on whose head the anointing oil has been poured, and who has been ordained to wear the vestments, shall not bare his head or rend his vestments. He shall not go in where there is any dead body. He shall not defile himself, even for his father or mother. He shall not go outside the sanctuary and profane the sanctuary of his God, for upon him is the distinction of the anointing oil of his God, mine, the Eternal's.
Invite you to rise in body or spirit as the Torah is lifted. And Jean and Aviva, I believe you are not off the hook yet. Miles's Haftarah reading can be found on page 846, and will come from the book of Ezekiel. He'll be starting in the middle with Ezekiel 44, verse 23. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'nviim tovim v'ratza v'divrehem hane'emarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai abocher b'torah ובמשה עבדו, ובישראל עמו, ובנביאי האמת והצדק.
ואת עמי יורו בין קודש, לכל אבין טמא לתור, ידכום, ועל ריב ים המה יעמדו למשפטה תאי, ישפטי, where are we? I don't know. Here? Wait, no.
There we go.
We're here. Ve'et et torotai, ve'et chokatai bechol modechai yishmoru ve'et Shabbatota Yikadeshu V'el Mate Adam Lo Yivo Latama Ki Im Liva Ulem Levain Ulavat Leach Ulachot Asher lo chayta leish yitamau v'acharei torator shevachat yamim yisperlu uvayom ba'o et hakodesh al hechatzei Hafinit L'sharet b'kodesh Yikriv Hatato Ne'um Adonai Elohim Baruch atah Adonai melech haolam tzarkol b'chol amim tzadik b'chol hadorot ha'el hane'eman chomer v'oseh hamedaber u'mekayim shechol devarav emed v'tzedek al hatorah ve'al hadavah ve'al hanaviim v'yachom hashabat chatzeh shenatan lu Adonai Eloheinu Likdusha v'limnucha lechavod ultifareh al hakol Adonai Elohehem Aginu modim lach umvarchim otah itbarach shimcha ufi kol chai tamid leolam va'ed Baruch atah Adonai mikadesh haShabbat. Today's Torah portion contains many important teachings. Parshat Amor includes instructions to priests that regulate their lives and work in the sanctuary. It includes a calendar of celebrations including Shabbat and major holidays. It ends with civil laws around using God's name, speaking appropriately, and against murder and harming others. This portion focuses a lot on the requirements to be a Jewish priest, also known as the Kohen. It seems that the Torah wanted priests and the community to be as close as pure and perfect they could be, both on the inside and on the outside. An example of a priest with a physical deformity cannot serve in the holy temple, nor can a deformed animal be brought as an offering. Physical imperfections prevented those from serving their community, even if they would have been excellent priests. Not to say that being a priest didn't have some benefits, like sharing in some of the sacrificial offerings to eat, aka ritual barbecue. Who would turn down free, blessed food? Middle schoolers would agree on that. Yet all this focus on perfection seems intimidating, and the Torah details some of the harsh punishments for getting the ritual aspect wrong. Some parts of the Torah seem jarring and unthinkable to us today. I was surprised that the priests need to be perfect in physical form. No one is perfect. Today, we wouldn't prevent somebody with a physical disability from leadership roles in our communities. The focus should be on the moral leadership of the individuals, rather than their physical appearance or on physical abilities. This makes me wonder why this portion offers so many exacting rules for the ancient priests to follow. What can't they do? What can't they do? What should they do? What shouldn't they do? Why all the rules? Middle schoolers often ask themselves the exact same question. Why all the rules? In the case of the Torah portion, it suggests having strict rules and expectations may have helped priests fulfill their responsibilities and role in the community better than they might have otherwise. I think the rules about physical appearance may have been to help people believe in their leaders at that time, or maybe they thought perfection was a way of being closer to God. As young people in the Jewish community, we are growing into our responsibilities, trying to learn the complicated rules of being a young adult. Part of that is learning to value a person's character more than their appearance. That is a really important lesson for young adults to remember, especially with all the social media that we use today. In our school communities and in our religious communities, we strive to navigate our lives in an ethical way. Along the way, we want to develop a close, ongoing relationship with God. Luckily, we do not need to be perfect or a priest to make a difference. The Torah goes on to present a calendar of celebrations, including Sabbath, Pesach, Shavuot, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, and Sukkot. These holidays deserve a different speech all to themselves. My Bar Mitzvah project involves gathering supplies for children living at St. Vincent's Family Shelter this coming summer. These children deserve a safe, happy summer. They need the same things all children need for summer fun and childhood development when school is out. Sunscreen, sandals, swimsuits, sidewalk chalk, outdoor games to name a few. Many of the donations aren't perfect, but they are worthy enough to fulfill a purpose. Like us, we aren't perfect, but we find purpose in helping others. These donations and offerings, while seeming small, I hope they may make a big difference and bring joy in an imperfect summer. I would like to thank Rabbi Karen for leading Temple Israel, Courtney, and especially to Rabbi Tina Sobo. Many thanks to Rabbi Tina for getting the right mixture of serious study and teenage humor throughout the B'nai Mitzvah process. As the motto goes, trust the process. Thank you for my family for supporting me. This past year has been extra driving. The Zoom calls, the extra Hebrew study, helped me prepare for today. Also, thank you to the congregation for watching me grow from the youngest young to B'nai Mitzvot. Thank you for sharing this amazing day with me.
That's me saying good job.
Okay.
I believe your parents have a few words to share as well.
Thank you to Rabbi Karen and Rabbi Tina, and thank you for Miles for leading the congregation today. You did so well. So proud of you. Thank you to members of the Temple Israel community, our dearest family and friends, for supporting our wonderful son Miles on his special milestone day. Pun intended. Miles, watching you lead the service here fills both your family and community with pride and joy. Today, as you have your bar mitzvah, we are proud of the remarkable young man you've come along the way. You are so kind, so caring, so curious. You're especially caring to elderly and the young. And you have so much of the world expanding before you. And as you go, you're showing great maturity this year as you've tackled challenges and grown. You've shown great dedication, hard work, and everything that you've done. And despite the challenges and pressures of being a young teenager, or perhaps in part of it, you've grown tremendously and pushed yourself to learn and grow in new and challenging ways. Your commitment to your Judaic schoolwork and your academic schoolwork this year has been inspiring. While it hasn't been easy facing late-night projects and high standards and tight deadlines, you've persevered with a newfound determination, emblematic of the young man you're becoming. Beyond your academic and religious studies, you've also been making time for your passions and activities. Whether it's hitting the tennis courts, belting out Broadway tunes, or making new friends at school, you've grown so much in balancing your responsibilities with the things you love. Your dedication this year has not only been your schoolwork, but of course to your Hebrew and your Torah study. And this is a heads up. I think some of you already know this if you've had children go through. As you embark upon your B'nai Mitzvah journey, we're going to finally remember this year for the how you practice your Hebrew tropes, using random English words as placeholders as you master the musical riffs to traditional melodies. Hearing you sing around the house and in the car has always brought us tremendous joy. And using this technique showcased your cleverness and playfulness, which I think people know you well. We'll see that as well. For the record, it's not easy to keep up a conversation long with a teenager when you try to do, have you done your homework in trope? He'll always out-trope us on that. So thank you for Rabbi Tina for encouraging that. We'd like to take a minute and thank the family members who are here to support today. So his Nana Natalie, his Grandpa John, his siblings, Aviva and Jean, his father. We'd like to make a quick minute to thank those who aren't here today, who hopefully are watching or will hear about this soon. So Grandma Kathy is truly proud of the amazing work you've done. We thank her for the endless snacks that fuel these Hebrew sessions. And we'd like to take a special thanks for his great-grandfather, Grandpa Albert Brzezinski, who has been a huge inspiration in the life of a life well lived in Judaism for the entire family. In his close to 104 years, his close relationship with his great-grandchildren has inspired a whole generation of his family, and we look forward to calling him after the service to telling him how amazing you've done. Thank you to Rabbi Karen at Bodney Hallis, Rabbi Tina, and Courtney for their guidance for our family and Miles throughout the process. This was not a straightforward path, but we're here today with the youngest young, who's now B'nai Mitzvah. As you step into your future as a young adult and high schooler, we know you'll continue to work hard, face new challenges with determination, and make new friends wherever you go. With your dedication, your kindness, and your perseverance, we will guide you and look for the Torah for guidance as well. No doubt you will achieve great things. So thank you, Miles, for being the amazing person you are and have become. We are so proud of you today. Here's to your bright future and all the wonderful experiences that wait you. Mazel tov, our dear Miles. You can breathe now. It's breathing. Breathing's good. Breathing's
good. Miles, I believe you are the first student here at Temple Israel to become B'nai Mitzvah that I've had the pleasure of watching from kindergarten through all the grades of religious school. And when I say grow, I mean both physically as I now look up to you, but also into the wonderful young man, the young mensch you are today. When we first sat down to look at your Torah portion, I remember you were interested at all of the rules put on the priests and really surprised by some of them as we heard a bit, particularly those around physical blemishes and disabilities that precluded otherwise eligible Levites from serving in the tabernacle and facilitating the sacrifices brought by the Israelites. Your astonishment of that prohibition shows how much you have internalized the Jewish values of inclusion and seeing every individual as being B'Tselem Elohim, created in God's image. When you see someone leading a service or leading the community, you don't think less or more of them based on what they look like. Your respect for them is based on their actions and their words. Much of the rest of your portion is about striving for holiness through our actions and words, in how we celebrate festivals, how we talk about God, how we offer our sacrifices, and more. One of my earliest memories of your family, and I promise this is more embarrassing for your dad than it is for you, so you can take a breath, is that you won the unofficial award for being both the first student to arrive and the last student to arrive on the same Sunday morning. Thanks to daylight savings time. When your dad arrived here, I think it was about 45-ish minutes before school started, took you out for an impromptu breakfast that ran late, and you ended up being late to religious school on the same day. As I said, more embarrassing for him than for you. You were about yay big. I think that was my first year here. When I learned to remind families multiple times about daylight savings time. Back then, arriving early or even on time for a Sunday morning was, shall we say, not your family's strong suit. You have gotten better at it over the years. I will give you credit. But never once did you or your parents say, we're late, we might as well not bother going. At least not that I know of. You came, you learned to jump right in to what your class was doing. And back in kindergarten, that wasn't as easy as it was later on. But you learned to jump in because you loved being here, at least most of the time. Most. I take most from middle schoolers. As you continue to grow and take responsibility for yourself and your Jewish learning, I hope that you continue to know that God does not expect perfection, but that we should always strive towards holiness. That you continue to see people for the divine spark they carry on the inside more than their appearances on the outside. And that to know how we use our words is important, but most of all, it is our actions that have the greatest impact. You do so much of this already. I have laughed more in our tutoring sessions this year than I think with any other student I have worked with. You are the first student who not only understood Torah chanting, many of them do, but started, and I debated using the word mocking here, but I'll go with playfully engaging in our tutoring sessions by chanting, as your mom referenced, Torah phrases back at me while talking in English, which I usually do to students to drill them in your head. Your lighthearted, but also open-hearted positivity through your desire for understanding why things are and your sense of responsibility to others. These things make you already a role model for our students and our congregation to look up to. And now I want you to look around. You are surrounded today by friends and family, members of our congregation, all of them here to be part of your journey. Take a minute to look at them. Life will always come with its ups and downs. And these people that are here today, that are watching on the live stream or will watch the recording or are otherwise here in spirit, are cheering you on from near and afar. They will be your support through the times of trouble ahead, and they'll be there to join in the joys of your life's celebrations and good times. May you, Miles, grow towards Torah, a life of Jewish learning, to chuppah, a life made meaningful with sacred relationships, and to ma'asim tovim, a life filled with good deeds. Mazal tov. Can I give you a hug? I'll invite you to rise again as we open the Ark and prepare to return the Torah to it. Page 256.
offer you the priestly blessing, which is a blessing that has been passed down all the way back to the time of the Torah. And so we bestow it upon you today. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
Ye'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha.
May God's light shine upon you, and may God be gracious to you.
Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom.
May God's presence always be with you, and may you find peace.
We continue with the words of Aleinu, which you may find on page 282.
Aleinu l'shabech Adon hakol, latet gdula le'etze breshit, shelo asanu k'gei haratzot, velo samanu k'mishpachot ha'adama, shelo sam gelkenu kahem, v'gor aleinu k'chol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, u'mishtachavim u'modim, לפני מלך, מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא.
You may be seated. But it's English.
Okay. 1 minute. Testing, okay. Let the time not be distant, O God, when we all shall turn to you in love, when corruption and evil shall give way to integrity and goodness, when superstition shall no longer enslave the mind, nor idolatry the blind eye. What would you say? It was a wasp. It was a wasp. Then may all, created in your image, become one in spirit and in friendship, forever united in your service. Then shall your realm be established on earth, and the words of your prophet be fulfilled. Adonai will reign forever and ever.
ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
Now it's my pleasure to invite Fran up on behalf of Temple's board and see the power you have as bar mitzvah. You even mention idolatry and the wasp comes flying.
I think it was a hornet.
One of the sheer pleasures of being president of this congregation, maybe the most joyous, is my opportunity to give you gifts on behalf of the congregation. So the very first thing is to provide you with a certificate of your bar mitzvah, and it's signed by the rabbis and Courtney, our great Bima team. So yes, indeed. The next, this Kiddush cup is something to help you continue to celebrate every Shabbat. Your bar mitzvah is the beginning of your adult responsibilities in Judaism, and saying Kiddush is part of that. So that is for you. And this is a fantastic gift on behalf of the congregation. For generations, the Jewish teens have had the opportunity of going to Israel to engage in a summer of deep, authentic engagement with Jewish history and peoplehood. So on behalf of the Union for Reform Judaism, it's our pleasure to present you with a certificate for a significant portion of your trip, $3,250, in hopes that it will enable you to join other Reform teens in Israel for the opportunity of experiencing that firsthand. The final gift is one that's very meaningful for our congregation. Joe and Elaine Bettman felt strongly about involving the tradition of tzedakah for our youngest adult members of the congregation. Tzedakah is the Hebrew word for the acts that in English we call charity and is derived from the word tzedakah. Your experience and your bar mitzvah project of working with children to provide them with summer that they might not otherwise have, it shows that you understand the meaning of tzedakah already. So the giving of charity and performance of righteous acts is deeply ingrained in our Jewish ideas, values, and consciousness. So the Bettman family, through the Jewish Federation of Greater Dayton, is pleased to present this beautiful, personalized tzedakah box with your name and the date of your bar mitzvah. And it's crafted by artist Gary Rosenthal. It is our hope that this special day and this gift will inspire you throughout your life to connect to your Jewish heritage through Masim Tovim, righteous deeds, Tikkun Olam, the repair of the world, and tzedakah, charity. And so, on behalf of the Bettman family and the Jewish Federation of Greater Dayton, Mazel Tov, and make every occasion be as sweet as this one. It's been a joy to watch you peripherally grow up in this congregation and to do such a great job with your bar mitzvah.
You don't get to run away yet.
I wasn't very So, Miles, I'm sort of losing my voice, but I want to just say a couple things. The first is we as a congregation are so incredibly proud of you. And we see you as one of ours that we've watched, as Rabbi Sobo said, from your littlest times to your most adult so far. But when I think of you, I think of someone who's always giving back to Temple, even at the youngest age, always asking and trying to find ways to help participate, especially at the festival, and always looking to create community with the other kids who are there. And I just want to say thank you, that your presence in our community is appreciated, and that we hope that you will continue to stay involved as you get older and take on more responsibilities, because you are truly an individual we are very proud of. So thank you. We turn now to call to mind those in our community who are no longer with us. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. We think of our loved ones whom death has taken recently from us. We are in a period of Shiva for David Sapphire and a period of Shloshim for Rabbi Samuel Press. We also remember those who died at this season in years past, those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own, as we recall that we are observing yahrzeits for Avron Burt, Harry Wright, Sylvia Marcus, Ralph G. Rickenbach, Max Asher, Max Schulman, Edward Handel, Minnie Goldflies, Rosalind D. Malavani, Libby G. Golden, Anna B. Cohen, Tilly Weinberger, Shirley Greenfield, Sophia Frysum, Richard Ummel, Davida Block, Margaret S. Becker, Joseph Hanlon, Richard Tannenbaum, Corinna Dagan Shapiro, Saul Burke, D. Sterling Margolis, Lena B. Green, Ben Friedman, Gertrude Tenbosch, Ed Colton, Gertrude Rendler, Rebecca Holman, James Miller, Theodore R. Shaman Sr., Joseph N. Patterson, Harry E. Leventhal, Rosetta R. Klein, Ella Daneman, Robert Brackman, Louis R. Marks, Isaac Belenkin, Harry Patterson, Samuel J. Harris Sr., Robert Hockman, Sidney A. Kotler, Anthony Charr, Adele R. Cohen, Earl Dorsey, Harris Fleece, Joy Rosen, Minnie Rudin, Deborah Schwartz, and Stanley Barnett. If there are other names to be remembered at this time or even pronounced more correctly, I invite you to do so, to call them forward as my hand goes around the room. I'd like to invite all who are remembering or in mourning to please rise first. And then we all rise as we join together in the sacred words of the Mourner's Kaddish, page 294. Yitgadal v'yitgadash shemei rabbah, be'alma divrach hiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, bechaye chon v'yomei chon, uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabba mivarach le'olam u'la'omei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yithalal. Shmei dekudsha barichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Osei shalom imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Zichronam livracha, may their memories always and only be for a blessing among us.
So we will be doing a lovely candy toss, and I emphasize the word toss, not throw, very different things, just to be able to shower our bar mitzvah with the sweetness that brings Torah and all of us together. So I believe we have some volunteers who might pass out the candy. So don't eat the candy, so just hold it in your hand, and then when we are clearly away from the bima, after we have finished our song, we will give you the cue to toss the candy gently after we have positioned Eugene. Miles. Oh, say shalom imromav, huya say shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Yahaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael. Yahaseh shalom, shalom aleinu 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 ve'al kol Yisrael. On the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Oh, jeez.
Hayom asa Adonai nagila v'nismecha bo. This is the day that God has created. Let us rejoice and be happy in it by enjoying lots of sweets.
Kiddush? Yes. It might be grape juice, though.
Sorry.
Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pari hagafen.
Amen.
It's grape juice. Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, motzi lechem mitzrayim.
Result of. What a wonderful celebration this has been. Thank you on behalf of the family and the congregation, to all of you who are here to celebrate with us. And if I'm correct, the family has invited people to join them in Olive following this for a nosh and of celebration. So, Mazal Tov.
Mazal tov.
The hard part is
Shalom.
all over. Even the easy stuff, it's all over. Congratulations.